What's up, guys? It's Zach, and I'm here with John, and John. Guys, say hi.
Hi.
So I'm actually here with JC or Johnny, Agent John 2, and F15, who's also John. So we got 3 Johns.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 Johns and Zach.
A little confusing.
So it's quite an experience.
Yes.
But you know what? It works. So
we'll make it work. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys voted, and we got the results, and you guys want to see snipers, so
yeah.
Actually, you know, so you guys have any predictions or anything for how this is gonna go?
I think it's gonna go to the intervention. It's the most common. Everyone uses it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if that's actually best. I don't know. We'll see though.
We'll see. Well, I mean, the intervention is the gun you start off with, so
yeah. I mean, it's a starter gun.
That can make sense. Yeah. Yeah, I just like to make a point that someone someone said that, you know, a lot, like some people just don't know how some guns would be suppressed. So next time I do, for the next vote, I'm definitely going to be doing no opinion for the rate 1 out of 5, just in case you don't have an opinion, so we can get more accurate results. But
oh, okay, yeah.
So now, so you guys think that intervention is going to take it?
In my opinion, I think so.
It's certainly possible, yeah. But we'll see.
I don't want to say anything because I already seen the results.
Of course,
I actually own the ball. But like, what do you guys think about for suppressed?
AWS.
AWS. I mean, it's the gun made to do that.
It has the least amount of drop when suppressed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
But
Alright, so
when it comes to sniping, I don't touch snipers with a suppressor. I can't do it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. So
the AWS is just kind of a one-trick thing. But anyways, we're good.
One-trick pony, yeah. So here we go. So this time I've actually fixed this, right? You guys should actually be able to see the results this time.
That's always nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
now we can
check that link.
Oh.
Okay.
Is it going to give me malware?
Loading responses. Okay.
So you guys can see it this time?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, 431. Oh my.
Yeah, 431 votes. By the way. Incredible. So you guys are really tearing it, and here is the other data for the average. Here's the averages for the both polls. So you have those right there. So we're gonna go through each gun. So if you guys want, I mean, John can't really do this, or Agent John 2 can't really do this because if he does, it breaks his recording. But you guys can go into a game and check the stats of each gun. I guess
I got the wiki up. We're good.
Yeah, Agent. Yeah. So, so you guys voted 431 votes, and you have for the best. Actually, let's start off with the first rank range because we always do the rank range again. It was 81 to 120 was the lead, you know, followed by 41 to 80. All right, so this needs to be the big demographics, but you know that's the boring stuff. You guys can look at the chart on the screen. Listen, for the big stuff, which sniper rifle do you think is overall best gun in this class? And this was very close, very, very close. There's only one gun that fell very far behind everything else. But coming in at number 1 with 22.3% of the votes, or 90 votes, or 96 votes, is the L115A3.
Yes.
So
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I voted for that one, but that's only preference because I still think the intervention it has a slight edge over it.
Now, here's the deal, right? This gun is new. It's one of the 2 new snipers, right? We're not including the Henry, which I include a sniper. I call it a sniper anyway.
Yeah.
But we're not going to get into there. We're staying strictly by the technical gameplay. It's one of the 2 new snipers, right? And I honestly don't see why so many people like this thing as opposed to the intervention.
I mean, it fires slightly faster, and it has nice iron sights, actually. Yeah. And it still retains a great deal of damage. So.
I mean, I personally don't like the irons on the gun. I'm not gonna lie.
I only use irons.
Really?
Yeah, I can't snipe with the irons on that thing.
I can only use the PMT scope on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I try using the irons. It's okay. I'd rather use the irons on like something like the Mosin, you know.
I never really cared for the Mosin irons because you never see anything below. Like, you can't see anything below where you're aiming. So with the L115, you can see that pretty clearly.
I guess. I mean, I think with most snipers, especially this one, feels a lot like the intervention. Like,
yeah, it's like the intervention, but slightly faster and with just a tiny bit less damage.
Yeah. So I get. Yeah, but I guess this has the benefit of, like, it does well when it's on the scope. The intervention, you don't really have that option, you know?
Yeah.
So, here's something I've heard of rumor here. I'm not sure if this is true, but I heard that this has faster muzzle velocity than intervention. I'm not sure if that is true or not.
Let me see on the wiki if
it doesn't. I just checked.
I think that's not the same.
Yeah. So, because again, like this did not feel too different. I'd also like to mention though that intervention has how many bullets in its reserve? Like when you have a full clip thing.
8.
It's like 8.
Or it's 7 plus 1 in the mag.
But it has a nice reload though, so.
I won the chamber.
And this one has what? 5 plus 1?
5 plus 1.
So the intervention, you get quite a few more bullets too, and more damage. This thing only fires slightly quicker. So honestly, I think in like most situations, especially at sniping, I feel like the intervention would just be better for picking off larger crowds. You know?
But I mean, you're quicker with this thing. So I mean, if it's a sniper battle, you'll have slight edge. If you can.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you're trying to go for quicker, why wouldn't you go for the Remington 700? So you're really trying to balance these two out. You know? Now, keep in mind too, though, this gun is still great. I think honestly, it comes down to personal preference of which feels right. Because again, a lot of the snipers, barring like the two extremes, which we'll get into later, feel very, very, very similar. So you know, it's really just like how far down the line do you want to go?
Yeah. So I mean, there's just a little bit more speed with this one, at the cost of slightly less magazine capacity and slightly less damage.
Yeah, and it has a built-in scope. So if you guys want the actual fire rate, we'll go for the fire rates for the gun. So the intervention has a rate of fire of, where is it?
35.
35? I can't even see it. I'm
35.
on the menu. Yeah, I see there it is, fire rate. So the intervention has 35, the Remington has 40, and the L115 is faster than the Remington? What? I didn't know that. Okay, never mind. Take back my statement. Now it's really good. Oh my god.
I know.
I didn't know that. Okay. Well, then why would you ever use the Remington?
Doesn't it have a slightly bigger mag, or am I remembering wrong?
There's one more.
One more. I mean, does that better hip fire? See, this is why we check the gun stats, by the way. It's important to check the gun stats for these type of things, guys.
Yeah.
It's probably just like better handling on the Remington. I'm probably calling that. There has to be a reason. I'm gonna look at more into that later.
Yeah, I think it's later.
I'm looking at the stats. The quick speed, the walk speed, the aim speed is all going to the L115 over that Remington.
Really?
Really? So what does a Remington have for it then?
Aiming speed? Do you say aiming speed or not?
Aiming speed's so faster. It's even
Remington has a longer Remington even has a longer reload for its like regular reload. That's crazy, man.
Well, rip Remington then.
Yeah, guys, don't use a Remington as bad. Just use an L115. That's what we got from the video. All right, I'm sorry. Wow. Okay. Well, this is why we do these videos. Yeah. But yeah, so L15A3 is ridiculous. I didn't know its rate of fire was faster than the Remington. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty good.
And it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds awesome too. Okay, so coming in at number 2, what 20.2% or 87 votes is a Mosin, and the Mosin is by far the best sniper to use on a sight, in my opinion, or like on a non-scope. You know, I just feel that's what it's made to do. It's a bolt-action rifle from like World War II. Feels great, and especially it has good hip fire, which other snipers don't have.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
something good.
In theory, if you have 5 people lined up in front of you, the Mosin is the best sniper rifle if you can hit headshots 100% of the time, because that has the fastest fire rate.
Right. Yeah. You have to realize the Mosin has a fast fire rate too. Compared to the L11 who has 45, the Mosin has 55, 10 more.
Yeah, so that's a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, it's a huge advantage, and keep in mind, its muzzle velocity is, let's see.
It's still the same.
Yeah, it's 3,000, so that's the same muzzle velocity, right? So, and while, yeah, it actually has more penetration depth.
Does it?
Than the L11, yeah. So, yeah, it actually has a penetration depth of 3.5, so it's only beat up by the intervention.
Did not realize that.
4 touches to 4. So it has powerful penetration, fires quickly. It's great. It's great without it's great as great with a sight, like a regular sight, like a recon or something. Not recon, like a coyote or something like that. It works great like that. You can fire quickly, and as good hip fire as regular hip fire. Something you find. I'm not sure if it's more comparable to an SMG. Or I guess PDW, or more comparable to an assault rifle, but you can reliably fire from the hip. Now keep in mind that you're still firing at 55 rounds per minute, so maybe not the best idea, but you can do it. And it handles pretty well too. It has its full reload is only 3.2 seconds, so.
And it has no long reload either. You reload the same no matter what. So
yeah. So it's definitely. You know, I can see why it got rated so high.
But I mean, it also has. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you know, you can go on.
But it also has the problem where it does such low torso damage. Like if you shoot someone in the torso, I believe it's like, was it 60 max?
Well, it's 1.5 multiplier, so.
90 at close range. Whereas
okay.
The L115, the Remington, the Intervention, the AWS can all one shot to the chest at close range.
Well, yeah, because they have a higher multiplier. So that's one of the downsides.
So if you can hit headshots reliably, the Mosin is for you.
Yeah, it's probably like the highest skill gap sniper in my opinion, and probably the most like it's probably like a high level play, probably the best one. I'm gonna argue that for high level play. That's why like Waffliness or whatever uses it, or I've seen to use it before. So suppression, I think, is something we want to cover too, but I think all of them have the same suppression besides the AWS. But yeah, so if you guys have any thoughts you want to throw on the Mosin, go ahead. No one?
Silence.
I think the lack of not having like an official like 10x scope kind of like drives it away a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's not as good for like long range sniping.
Yeah. And if you like strafeful using it, it really wobbles.
Oh yeah, because you don't have a proper scope. Yeah.
So I mean, it's just really unsteady. You really have to be able to quick scope with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we're gonna get into quick scoping later, which because I actually do quick scope like heavily. But like for the Mosin, like there's really no scope to quick scope on it.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just you know. And again, little tip for you guys: the second you begin to aim down sights, like the first frame you do it, I'm pretty sure the bullets will always travel to the center of your screen. So that's why quickscoping is so reliable. If you have your BFG and there's someone in the center of your screen and you begin to aim down sights and fire, they will die.
Well, I mean, they have to be precisely in the center, but still.
Precisely, yeah.
Well, side note.
Which is
I just realized they buffed the penetration depth of the BFG. It's now 10.
Wait, what?
It used to be 5. The penetration depth for the BFG used to be 5. Now it's 10.
Oh, it's 10. Oh, I didn't know. I thought it said 1. Okay, yeah, BFG has highest penetration. All right, yeah. Good job on correcting me on that. All right, so if you have no points, we'll go further. And keep in mind, these were all very close, you know? Yeah. In fact, and we're going to get into BFG later, which I thought would do much, much worse than it would have, but it didn't.
Yeah.
So 19.7% is intervention, which again it's very comparable to the L115, you know?
Yeah, it's a lot of personal preference.
Yeah, we should talk about the damage, I guess, more. We'll talk about the damage. The L115 has 3 less damage at max, which isn't that important.
Yeah.
Really not. And they do they have the same multiplier?
I believe. Yes.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but here's what to mention. The intervention drops off much later. It goes from 50 to 200, 50 to 200, and the L11 goes from 60 to 140. So you lose your damage on the L11 a lot quicker than you would on the intervention.
Also, the one shot to the torso is incredibly long. It has like, besides the BFG, it has the longest one shot to the torso.
Which one is this?
Yeah.
The intervention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is why I'd say like for CQC, it's one of the better ones. If you can just hit in that range.
Yeah. Also, just on a side point, the Remington 700 it begins to lose its damage at 30 studs, but it goes all the way out to 180, which is really weird. The Remington is such a weird gun now that I'm looking at it more.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd ever want to use this.
It's actually my most used sniper still.
Oh, well, then you're bad, you know? Just confirmed bad. Yeah, so the intervention... the 3 damage that the intervention has over the L11 is not important, though the range definitely is. At longer ranges, it definitely looks like the intervention is going to beat it out.
But I mean, if you're hitting headshots, either way, they die.
Yeah, but it's not always reliable. Like, you're not always going to hit a headshot, you know? Sometimes you're going to be hitting someone in the torso, and the intervention also has 1 more penetration depth, you know?
Yeah.
So, definitely think for longer ranges, you probably want to be using the intervention.
Yeah.
Just how it seems.
Yeah.
So, coming in at 4th at 18.1% or 78 votes is the Remington, and that's more of less. I mean, if I feel bad for this guy, I just don't think there's much of a reason to use him now that we have the L11 in the game.
Yeah, I think they might have done something with like steady time on it. Like it might have a really long steady time.
Maybe.
I don't think it does.
I don't know. I know they mess with that. I'm not sure which guns got what though.
Yeah, if you guys if you guys know any reason to use this gun, this Remington, over any other gun, then go ahead and leave it in the comments, because right now I can't think of any reason why. Yeah,
really, yeah.
But keep in mind, even though that there's no reason not to, Remington's still a good gun to use. Like, most snipers are reliable.
Yeah.
So, like, don't get that wrong. You know, just some these are very like minute differences that most of the time you will not be noticing. Okay, so coming in at 5th place, 16.7 is the BFG. So, I remember when this guy was added. It was like the highest ranked gun to get in the game.
It was God tier at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, it was ranked 60, I think, and that was the highest ranked gun you can.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And now it's like 123 is the highest. It's crazy. So this gun, for those of you guys don't know, you have one bullet and then you gotta reload it every single time. But what's big about it is that it, like, assuming like you're always hitting in the torso or you know, the head, or even in close range, it will one-shot you. Like, you can, if you're hitting someone at your max damage anywhere on the body and it's not behind a wall, you are going to kill them. And
behind a wall, you're probably going to anyways, but
it depends on how. It depends on how far you are on the multiplier. So if we look at the advanced weapon stats, right? Its damage drops off and it goes. Its minimum. It's at 225. That's insane range, right? As a torso multiplier of 1.5. All right, so no one's gonna survive a shot to the torso. They can be behind 50 walls of lead. All right, if that bullet touches them, they're dead.
Pretty much.
But keep in mind, every time you fire, you're gonna be out for 3.5 seconds.
So you have to make your shots count with that, I guess.
Yeah. You keep in mind, you're also walking like a snail.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Don't walk out with it. Yeah, it's really heavy. It's like it reminds me of like the PTSR 41 from Culver Bloxy, if any of you guys have used that.
Oh yeah.
So that's what it is. It's essentially it's a meme gun.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what BFG stands for, it stands for big freaking gun. You know, so you know, maybe not as nice as I put it, but
gotta keep things PG.
Yeah, so now it has regular muzzle. Does it have regular muzzle? It actually has less muzzle velocity.
Does it?
No, I'm using it with I'm using a dumb setup on it. I just realized I have a suppressor on it. Yep, it has regular muzzle velocity.
It's 3,000.
Yeah, 3,000. So insane damage, insane like damage, insane like multiplier. 1.5 is overkill, alright? Just want to throw that out there. Like, if you shoot someone in the chest and you're at max damage, you're going to be doing 150 damage to them. If you shoot someone on the head at max damage, you're doing 300 damage to them. That is enough to kill 3 people.
You're very dead.
Yeah, you'd be very, very dead. Yeah. So, and keep in mind that at minimum damage, it's 95. 95 at its minimum damage, which means you literally have to shoot someone in the arms or legs at minimum damage, at max range, in order for that not to kill them. That's how crazy it is.
And that's post-nerf.
Yeah, that's post-nerf.
It used to be
105 to 100. It used to be absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, you could one-shot people in the leg through walls.
Yeah, so... yeah, so if someone has taken a bit of fall damage and you poke them with this gun, they're dead. But keep in mind, the downside is one bullet, you're super slow, and that reload is super long. So
yeah,
it's really like the cheese sniper. That's what I call it. Like,
I mean,
you're gonna get...
Yeah, the main draw of the thing is that it's reliable. It's easy to use.
Yeah, it's very easy. You don't really need skill to use it. You don't have to aim for the heads. You know, it's just you're gonna kill someone anyway.
I'd say it's the best long range weapon because it has the longest steady time, and if the bullet drops against the head, you still have the torso, it's still a kill.
Yeah, so I mean, for like hard scoping at long range 1v1, it is probably the best sniper. But that's like the one situation where it is the best sniper. Yeah. And not counting wallbang, of course.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still the best sniper wallbang if you look at its 10 penetration. It's so dumb. Why is this kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it is firing a 50 cal BMG, whatever you want to call it. So
I just like to mention that every sniper's minimum time to kill is 0.00 seconds.
Yeah,
but I wonder why. True with the BFG.
Negative 0.0.
So there's a funny clip. There's actually a funny clip. I'm gonna see if I can ever find it. But my friend sent me a clip of someone using a BFG in full auto, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
How do you stop this thing?
Oh.
Nice.
John will see it once
yeah,
in a while. I'll show it to John later, but it's like a full auto BFG. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm gonna see if I can find that. I'm gonna see if I can find it, because if not, it's definitely something that you can laugh at.
I think it was Raspy Pie, one of the white hats for PF. He would use the automatic BFG.
No, this guy hacked the game, but you know what? Like, it's funny to look at, but we don't condone hacking. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Not good.
Don't do hacks, kids.
So, yeah. So here we go. At a measly 3%.
The AWS.
13 votes. AWS, which I think people like rate much worse than it actually is.
I mean,
I've used the thing.
All the other snipers, aside from like the BFG, are also even. It just kind of falls behind simply the fact that it's not even with the others.
Well, I think that's just the reason. That's because it has worse muzzle velocity. That's
yeah.
It, you know?
So more drop. It's obnoxious to try to aim with.
Now keep in mind, because like even if you hit torso, it's still gonna one shot you. Even wait, minimum range, right? Minimum range, right? What's 70 times 1.2? Will it kill the torso?
No. Not a range.
Okay, but keep in mind, a close range route will kill to the torso. So.
Does it have a lower damage than the elbow 5?
No, 70 is its lowest.
I meant highest.
It has two less max
80.
damage.
It has 80.
So 2 less max damage. 115.
Apparently, John is bad at math.
96. So no.
Yeah, so it comes close to one-shotting the torso at long ranges, but it doesn't have that good range compared to the other snipers. It goes from 30 to 115, which again makes sense because it's suppressed.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit weaker overall, right? You know, like it doesn't have range, doesn't have damage. The big drawback though is its muzzle velocity is worse. It's 1,000 less studs, so it's harder to actually
yeah.
To angle your shots. But it's actually not that bad if you're not sniping across the whole map against other snipers. Once you get into sniper wars, it's awful, but you know, it can still quick scope, and you know, if you want to go silent quick scoping, it's the best gun for it. And I will be into quick scoping later. It could like in mid range and comp. Like I only really notice it like the bullet drop once I'm past 200 studs.
Yeah.
Like that's when I begin to notice it. Like up to that point, it's not that bad, and even then, it's easy. It's not that hard to learn, you know. You know, if you want something hard to learn, try picking up a Remington 870 with slugs or the Henry.
Oh, good luck with that.
Oh, the Henry.
No, the Henry. Henry is, oh my god. So, but you keep on. The big thing is you get like this gun is the best suppressed, right, for snipers, right?
Yeah.
It has that advantage. So if you are using a gun that needs to be suppressed as a sniper, this is where you go. And a lot of people seem to disagree with that, which we'll be getting into later. But you have that, and keep in mind, this also comes with irons, so you have the option of irons, and you have the option of an actual sight too, which is nice, because not all snipers have that. So especially if you want to do some like close range sniping, which is something you would probably want to be doing if you're running this. If you're running a silent sniper, you have the option of iron sight. So
yeah.
So if you guys want to throw any thoughts in there.
Yeah, I mean definitely you won't be popping up on the radar.
Yeah, that's definitely a benefit as a sniper. Because, I mean, if someone rushes you as a sniper, you're generally in trouble.
Yeah, you know, there's not really much you can do unless you're a god, we know, and you get every single quickscope ever imaginable.
Or you pull out the SFG.
Yeah, or the SFG. Why would you pull it out? Why would you have a second sniper?
I always run a second sniper.
On a sniper?
Yeah.
Why not run the Obrez?
Because the SFG is better.
No, it's not.
It's basically the BFG.
But the Obrez is a Mosin. The Mosin's better than the BFG. Are we gonna fight right now? I'm honestly gonna say that the Mosin is not as good as the BFG.
I mean, the reason I have the SFG is because it's reliable up close. I mean, they're gonna kill them if you hit them anywhere.
But then why wouldn't you use a shotgun?
Because the SFG also has some range to it.
So why don't you use the Deagle?
Because it doesn't one-shot.
Only at close.
Rex.
That doesn't one-shot as far as I'd like it to.
Oh my god, you're so impossible. You're such a bad. You probably have died more times to having the SFG.
The Deagle can one-shot to the head at close range, you know.
Oh, it can.
Yeah, we're getting sidetracked.
Oh yeah. Sidetracked.
So, in case you guys don't know, the SFG is pretty much a BFG clone.
Yeah, pretty much. It makes the BFG pretty pointless.
Yeah, the only difference is it has some inaccuracy. and it's
yeah.
There's two things, like, pretty much, right? It has 1,000 less muzzle velocity. It's and what's it called?
It has some RNG spread to it.
Yeah, spread. Yeah, it's RNG spread. Same thing with the Obras. The Obras muzzle velocity is actually not 3,000, it's 1,500, so it's half that. And it has some spread to it, but not as much. But yeah, so those are essentially like little baby snipers, which you can run as a sidearm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you actually, you know, want to do that, you can. So you have those, right? So those are what you think is the best gun in this class, and we have our answers. So we're gonna move on now to the unfortunate worst gun in this class, and with a whopping 47.3% and 204 votes, the poor AWS is just not catching a break. And again, it's probably because people that have used other snipers try to go in assuming the AWS is gonna have the same bullet drop. It doesn't. And then they get salty, you know?
Yeah,
like,
it just...
oh, this gun is hard to use.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of limiting where you have to, like, lead your shots a lot more and, I don't know, Sorry. You have to count for a lot more drop at long range, and people want to be able to do stuff at long range as well, so, I don't know. It limits you in how much you can do unless you're really good with it. So...
I mean, side note, it also has the lowest penetration of all the snipers.
Yeah, that's something to do. And the low suppression, too. Which, suppression does matter here if you're in a sniper fight.
Yeah.
A lot, because even if your shot misses, if it can throw someone off, it makes you live another day.
Yeah.
I mean, from what it looks like, its reload time is somewhat comparable to other snipers, so it has that going for it. Yeah, but the AWS is just... Keep in mind, it's still not a bad sniper.
No.
It's not like the AUG 2 where it's just a bad assault rifle, you know? All sniper rifles work, and you can use them reliably.
It's just not the best. It just doesn't compare. It's not that it's bad. It just doesn't compare to the other.
It's not the best, but keep in mind, then if you get it silenced, this is the best you're gonna get silenced. So.
Yeah.
It fills a niche role, and it fills that niche role very, very well.
Yes.
So. We have that going for it. So, and then the rest, the BFG came in at 20.9% or 90, and this is understandable. BFG's a love it or hate it type of thing. A lot of people had a lot of choice comments to say about this.
Of course.
And you know, so it's understandable. And then the rest of this is Mosin got 8.4%, Intervention got 8.6, Remington got 10.7, L11 got 4.2. So it's pretty well rounded, right? So
yeah.
If you want, we can go into the sniper data, the actual spreadsheet, and you can actually see how the average performance falls out, right? So if you guys want, you can open up that spreadsheet right now. And the average was, and we got, if you guys don't know, we had to rate from 1 to 5 each sniper based on their regular performance, and the average was 3.54. So all the snipers besides 2 fell above that average. The BFG fell in at 3.37. Which again, understandable, love it or hate it, and the AWS fell at the only gun to be under 3 at 2.6.
This feels familiar.
Yeah, so yeah, it's familiar. Yeah, but yeah, John, and the MP3 was defense. It was much more far behind than everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the Mosin actually got the highest rating here
by 0.02.
Yeah, by 0.02 over the L115, who had. So they're almost at 4, which is crazy. Again, getting a 4 rating is really hard here, alright? It's not easy, so...
Yeah.
I'm actually going to edit the other chart while you guys discuss that one, so discuss.
Okay, again, in theory, the Mosin is the best sniper rifle if you have 5 guys right there, and you can hit headshots. So...
Unless you have a BFG and you collapse them all.
I mean, that's also an option, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys remember. I'll throw that clip in there, too. Why not?
Oh.
How much kills can the BFG get in one line?
Probably last 4. I'm guessing on quad.
Pretty sure it gets, like, a 5 flat. Alright, one line
Apparently it's 0. I mean, 1.
No, it's not 0. It's just that we're...
Oh my god!
Of the 100 kill game.
Yeah, you'll see the clip, but yeah, but again, you could see here that most sniper rifles are very comparable in performance. All right, like a lot, like the only ones that really like stand out too crazy, honestly, is like the BFG and the AWS, because they're just like so out of like they're just like so totally different from the others. But the rest of them perform pretty similarly. So
yeah, I mean, with the BFG, if you have like one enemy, you can usually win the 1v1 pretty easily. But if you have more than one enemy, you're gonna probably luse.
Yeah.
So well, if you have 100% accuracy,
carry your SFG.
Oh yeah, then you could. If you have 3 people, you're in trouble unless you collapse some of them.
Fun fact: John used to main the BFG the whole time in
his
videos.
Oh yeah,
if you guys want to have fun, go to
BFG ball track too.
Yeah, go to This is back. He was back when he was an FM nerd, you know.
Oh yeah, ancient history.
Go to Agent John 2. You go to videos, right? You're gonna go to videos. You're going to click the most popular, and you're gonna see quite a few BFG videos there. His rank 100 on his BFG 50 ownage. That's his 4th most viewed video. So. Yeah,
there are things I regret, but I guess it's okay. I've grown more mature from that.
Yeah. So, John used to love that gun.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is still kind of fun, but it's.
Hey, I used it back when I first unlocked it. I used it a lot, so I'm not gonna lie.
It was of all the snipers I got to 1,500 kills with, it was honestly the most frustrating because it was so slow. It wasn't bad. It was just it took so long to get the.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah.
Although I did get like a 60-1 gameplay on Highway. It was pretty nice. I just camped edge map BFG BT, just poke.
I just like to mention that you need to die for that. Like we need to go right now. All of you, bye.
Although I do have the most unironic skin for the BFG, and that is hit markers.
Yeah. I just like to mention that JC hasn't said one word since we began, so if JC has anything he wants to share with us.
I bet he's...
That's the part where it gets edited out. Thank you.
So he's listening.
He's kind of here.
So here we go. Which sniper do you think is the best one silenced? And funny enough, even though getting almost half the vote, one being the best sniper, or almost got half the vote being the worst sniper, it got almost half the vote at 45.5% for being the best sniper when silenced.
The AWS, yes.
Yeah. So again, we don't really need to cover this. We can go into everything. We can cover we cover why the AWS is good while silenced. Let's cover the other guns while it's silenced. Now, BFG got ranked
the lowest.
Number 2.
Weird.
That's 13.9%, 60 votes. Which I don't know. We're gonna put a suppressor on it right now and see how it stacks up, because I feel like since it has the most damage, it probably makes the most sense.
Except for you then sacrifice the one trick it has, which is the one hit.
Yeah, but keep in mind, you still
I believe it's still one shot.
You have your 90. It goes from 97 to 95 on the regular suppressor. So if you're still hitting someone in the head or torso, even at close range, they're gonna die, or any range, right? So and its minimum is still 95. So I can see where this is coming from. It's still a really powerful gun. But keep in mind, your muzzle velocity goes to 1700, which is abysmal.
And that's the best muzzle velocity with all the suppressors. It only goes downhill from there. 1400, 1550, 1500, and...
But here's the interesting thing. If you use a PBS-1 suppressor, even though you get 1400 muzzle velocity, you go from 100, you get your max damage on 100, and it goes down to 90. But at that point, you might want to do that anyway, because 90 damage, you're still going to get the one hit anyway, unless you hit the arm. So I'm thinking, the BFG definitely seems like the most, besides AWS, the best contender for using suppressor on it, because it doesn't seem like it changed its function too much. You're still going to be killing people relatively in one hit, you know?
Yeah.
And chances are, if you're hitting someone else, and they're ready, if they're already damaged, they're dead, and if not, your teammate's probably going to pick them off.
Yeah.
So I definitely see why. I can definitely get behind why this came number 2. That's definitely understandable.
Yeah. Plus, suppressor's changed recently, so people might be stuck on the older version of it, where it was pretty horrible.
Yeah. So and then you have the intervention at 66 votes, 15.3%. The Remington at 10. Again, these are two very similar. There's really not much to say. You're gonna get the same thing, 1 point attachment, just a gun, reduced stats, and all that. And the Mosin, what I talk about, is interesting. It got 9.5% or 41 votes. And the Mosin, I feel like, stands out because you don't run slow with that gun. You run regular speed, which I forgot to mention before. You do run regular speed with that gun as opposed to running slower when holding a sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some people may be inclined to use this gun because you run quick with the suppressor. Just don't. So if you, like you can try, it's not gonna be very good, alright? I mean, like, this gun isn't meant to rush to begin with, like, and people are like,
yeah,
you're gonna be, yeah, true, with a suppressor, you're still gonna be getting one-hit headshots, and chances are you're not getting that. Yeah, and this gun was never getting one hit to the torso anyway, but, like, still, you know?
Yeah, you're gonna one-hit people in the torso less, because, I mean, they have to be even more damaged to actually get one hit.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, like, it makes more sense than the other snipers, I guess. But still, you know, if you want to rush someone, take out a PW with put a suppressor on it, or use a Val or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, don't. This is like that would just be for a meme, you know?
Yeah.
So we have that, but here's the deal, right? We're gonna. I have a sore throat today. Ugh, oy vey. Here's the deal. If you actually look into the average score for each sniper based on its suppressed performance, even though the AWS got the most votes, it wasn't that far ahead, or as much as you think it would be.
Yeah.
If you look, the AWS came at 3.57, but the average was 2.94. Average was rounded 2.9. Did not come that far ahead of the other snipers, which is surprising. You think it would do much better.
Yeah.
So a lot of people tend to believe that the other snipers aren't so bad suppressed. And I mean, you do lose your one hit to the torso, but you're still getting one hit headshot. So I don't know.
Well, it depends on which one you use.
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
the muzzle velocity is a big boon though.
Yeah, so when suppressed, the AWS has so much more muzzle velocity than any other sniper. So.
Yeah.
Oh, quick side note: if you put the suppressor on the OBS, it increases its muzzle velocity.
Wait, yeah, are you serious?
Yeah, it does it for like the Mac 10 as well.
Is that a bug?
Yeah,
it's something where they just
because, like, the old suppressors, like, they would decrease by percentages. Now all the suppressors have a set percentage, and the suppressor, like the default one, is 1700.
So you actually want to use a suppressor?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's so dumb.
I know.
It makes it better. That actually makes the gun better. You get a silence better sidearm. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm testing that out after.
Only thing is, your max damage goes from 50 to 40.
It doesn't matter. You're not killing anyone with the Obres if you're not headshotting them.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Yeah,
I just thought that was really funny.
Oh yeah, that's strange.
So good tip there for everyone listening. So the AWS is only gun here to fall above the average, fall above the 3 line, but all the other guns kind of fell, flush around, 2.7, This was not that, it's not that far behind. They're not that far behind in comparison to the M231.
Yeah.
Which I don't even think it was too far behind. Also, when you really, honestly, I just think I didn't do the chart as well as I did this time, where I said a minute a max.
Yeah.
So. But we have that, all right. So
yeah,
so before we actually start reading into the comments, right? I want to take a second to mention quickscoping. So do any of you actually quickscope or no? Is that
I mean, that's what I always try to do. So.
No, I'm a hard scoper, long range hard scoper.
Yeah. So I like to mention probably the best gun for quickscoping would be the one with the higher rate of fire.
Mosin?
But the Mosin doesn't have an actual scope, right?
Oh,
it doesn't feel as good. So I'm not going to count the Mosin as like, I'm talking for the actual scopes, right? So generally when I quickscope, I'm going to be using 1 or 2 guns, all right? The L11, right? Which I've been using a lot more because it has pretty good range, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like a pretty good range. It can one hit to torso, one head, and has a fast fire rate, right? Sometimes if you want to quickscope at incredibly long ranges, which is incredibly hard to do, by the way, guys, call it the intervention because you can just hit from far away. Now, the BFG is actually good for quickscoping too. Not large groups of people, because but if you see someone and you hit them, they're gone. Doesn't matter. It's a lot easier to quickscope with it. Now, I wouldn't really recommend quickscoping with the BFG, but the SFG...
It has the slowest...
but the SFG is definitely very viable for quickscoping because, generally most times you're quickscoping in close range combat, and the spread isn't ridiculous where you're going to be missing... It's going to be messing up your shots for that, so...
Yeah.
If you're interested in quickscoping, honestly, the guns I'd really recommend assuming you're not doing anything too long range, though, mostly snipers work well, because... the bullet drop's not going to be a factor. It's really just you know, getting your aim on point to the center of the screen. If you do want to quickscope long range, use intervention or L1. That's my opinion.
Oh, for the viewers, if you're going to quickscope, don't have a grip on. This slows your aiming speed.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because keep in mind, when you're quickscoping, all right, you're not actually scoping in. You're never gonna if you're waiting all the way to scope in. At that point, you're hard scoping or you're dead. All right. Remember, the second you begin to aim down sights is when you're able to fire bullets directly to the center of your screen. That's what it is. If there's someone right in front of me, I do not want to take the 1.5 seconds or whatever it is, or 1 second, who knows how long, to fully aim at them, because they will kill me. The second I hit that right-click button or the Q button to aim is when I fire that bullet, alright? That's what quickscoping is in this game. That's what you have to realize. And it's a bit hard at first, but you get used to it, and trust me, it makes some cool clips. So... I just want to throw that out there because I didn't make a vote on that. I didn't think enough people would actually know enough about that. Alright, so...
small side note, L115 with iron sights has the fastest aim time of all snipers. Well, also with AWS.
Faster than Mosin?
Yeah, 5 I believe.
Well then.
There you
but
go.
that's only with irons. It slows down with scope.
Alright.
That's why I always use irons, huh?
Yeah. So now we have the so you guys left a lot of comments. I left you guys the ability to leave comments this time, and
you got some strange ones here.
And the actual poll, as well as and you know, of course you had the Reddit thread, which is always open to comments. So we have 147 responses on the actual poll, which we're not going to get through all of them. It's quite a lot, and we had 72 comments on the Reddit thread. So we're definitely growing. So we're going to try to address as many of these as possible, right? So I never actually checked the Reddit thread like extensively before the video because I actually want to be a bit surprised. But I definitely do want to. I definitely did look through some of the comments, and I grabbed a few lucky ones from the poll. So I'm actually going to open those right now, and I'm going to read through them. So the first one is, I took some interesting ones. AWS will be a gun that everyone thinks is bad because of the insane bullet drop. I think it's fine for a suppressed weapon. If you are used to it, you will find it fun and satisfying when you get the drop right. And I think that's a fair point. So,
yeah.
This is from Death Deoxys, and Death Deoxys just highlighted a point I really wanted a lot of people to understand. That it's not as bad as you think it is. At long ranges, it's probably impossible. I'm not going to deny that. But if you get used to it, you can definitely tackle mid to longish ranges. You know, 200 studs. Yeah, so here's one. No username. All it says is BFG50 best girl.
I saw that.
Yeah, so, and if you guys want after I'm done my comments, you can grab a few grab a few shorter ones from the actual poll. The longer ones I want to take the longer ones to keep it for the Reddit thread. So Paranoid Folk Story says some tweaks to the R700 and AWS would be nice. BFG could use some tweaks, but nothing too revolutionary. And the BFG already got tweaks. I feel like never get any more or just remove its point.
True.
Yeah.
And the AWS is fine, but from what it seems like, the R700 definitely needs, the Remington definitely needs something, because from what it seems right now, it doesn't seem like you should really be using it at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, here's just a lone comment, which is probably going to, like, inflict a lot of, like sparks and, like, arguments, because back then, when the only guns were the Mosin, or only snipers were the Mosin, the BFG, the Remington, and the Intervention. Like, the Mosin had its niche role, the BFG had its niche role, and it was like a giant fight between the Remington and Intervention. So, this comment says the Remington is better than the Intervention. All it says.
Oh boy.
Stat-wise.
I mean, it does have
every stat-wise. It's kind of...
Yeah. So stat-wise, it was a back-and-forth type of thing, because one fired faster, one had slightly more damage.
Yeah.
Although,
there's a lot of preference.
One of the comments brought up something I forgot to mention is that intervention is great due to its longest steady time, which first off is sure it's the BFG has the highest. But of all of, like, the main snipers, like for long range sniping, it's probably the best because of that long steady time. It's like 6 seconds, and the L115 has like 3 seconds. It's like incredibly quick.
So Little Mac Eats Big Mac, which is a great username. I'm going to call you out because you know what you're talking about. It says the L115A3 is somewhat underrated, which is why it got the best gun, right? But very, very good in all classes, and its sounds are honestly more satisfying than the BFG. And a lot of people seem to agree that it's very satisfying.
Oh yeah, it sounds very great. I love it.
Yeah, quad headshots are pretty easy with the L115. It doesn't even need a green laser. Little Big Mac, I'm sorry, but you know, you get play the game a bit more, you know? So the BFG, so some guys, the BFG is 50, but only good when you're far away from enemies and unspotted. Intervention is good, can can be used at close ranges as well as long ranges, but slowest sniper after BFG, Remington, and AWS. This guy's grammar is awful.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and more, okay, and AWS are more, okay, you know, I'm just gonna skip this comment. I don't know why I said it. I didn't read through it thoroughly enough. Sorry, guy. Guys, if you are gonna send comments, make sure it's legible, you know, just as it, you know. I disagree with the viability of the suppressed snipers. Suppressors lower both damage and muzzle velocity of the gun, resulting in less effective range, and range is the sniper's greatest asset. A good sniper or a good player in general will know how to play it around a mini-map, and they will know when to move they'll know when to move and when they've stayed in one location for too long. And this is from Waffliness, CPFL arbitrator and commentator, and player for AMA, so he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And the last comment I've taken down is the BFG is for noobs, limited infinites. So, if you guys have any comments from the poll you want to pull out, though.
There's one where it's just random BF2 user.
Oh yeah, that's a Reddit user. That's actually his name.
Oh yeah.
He actually said something very funny in the Reddit thread also.
I haven't found the Reddit thread. Do you have a link?
I will link that, but I'll link it to you guys after you're done pulling comments from the poll.
Alright.
Nerf the BFG.
Wow. How?
Wow. Well said. Well, I love it when comments just a literally smiley face. One comment's like,
yeah.
BFG for worse. One of them is XXX underscore BFG for life underscore XXX.
XD. Oh, I saw that.
Okay. Some guy some guy cursed out the BFG.
Oh boy. I mean, why are they not gonna?
Yeah. All right. You guys have any comments you want to pull from here?
Battle beat says.
Really. Well, comment says BFG intensify. All right. If we're done with the comments here.
Oh yeah.
And JC, do you want to throw anything in there that's not inappropriate?
Mr. Beards is my boyfriend.
Okay, we'll keep that in. Guys, in case you don't know, by the way, Mr. Beards doesn't actually have a beard, so calling him out like that.
Oh no! Exposed.
Catfish by.
Yeah, he's a catfish. So there's the Reddit thread. So there's a lot of comments this time, 72. Oh my god, that is incredible and kind of scary.
Oh boy.
And a lot of these are kind of long. So I actually want to find random BFG usernames video comment. Not video.
Control
so
F.
He's actually all the way at the very bottom, funny enough. But he said, I put the BFG at 5 and every sniper at 1. No witch hunt. I was just living up to my name.
Well, I can look up to it for that.
Which is also one of the first comments I got, but by far the funniest in my opinion. Which I don't think we would have gone to it if I didn't search it out, because there are way too many comments here to get through. So we're gonna go through the top voted ones, which is what great that Reddit has, is we can vote on them, which ones people vote on, which ones they like. So the first top comment is actually commenting on the last video, so we're not actually gonna go through that, because if you do want to leave comments on the last video, preferably do that in the actual video itself, not in the Reddit thread. So the top comment by E1 says the BFG gets 1 in every category, smiley face.
Oh boy. You even use the offset smiley face thing too.
Yeah, he's showing emphasis, you know. Alright, so Jeffrey G478 says, I'm a rank 114 sniper and I'll be ranking the guns using my experience with them. I don't use suppressors on snipers, only lasers. I would say all my kills for these guns, but I'm on holiday and I can't play PF. R700, my favorite sniper and one of the easier snipers. It feels nice getting feeds with, good rate of fire, all around good. Would recommend for people starting to snipe. And while it does feel good, you guys keep in mind that we just discovered that statistically speaking, it has awful stats compared to other snipers. So.
Yeah, it can speed up by just about everything in almost every other way. So.
But yeah, I guess.
The thing is, it's like rank 10 or 11 or whatever, and like L115 is like 80. So they're
it's much more achievable.
Yeah. Mosin, fun to use, my second favorite sniper, harder to use on other snipers, not sure what it's like using scopes other than the default or VCOG, recommend for people who are good with snipers, which, yeah, it's high skill cap.
Oh yeah.
LLL1115, when the gun first came out, I preferred the AWS, I found the scope much better. I mean,
yeah, there are some differences between the scopes for some reason, or there was.
Are there actually?
You got that, like, red cross in the middle on the AWS.
I mean, I haven't really noticed it.
The PM2 is different depending on the AWS or the L115.
Alright, well, the more you know.
It's always like different.
Yeah. It is now my third favorite sniper. The scoping, time of the Mosin, the damage, and the intervention is a very good gun. Intervention, stats-wise, one of the best snipers. Used to be my favorite. With the R700, I recommend you start sniping with it. Very good gun. AWS, I haven't used this gun much, so I can't say much about it. It's internally suppressed. It's an internally suppressed L111. L111, I mean L11, 5, whatever. Whatever.
L115 is how I say it.
AWM.
Yeah. BFG. I used to be a BFG scrub. Don't hate me, agent.
Oh, if you know how that feels.
This gun is easy to use. Best gun for starting to trick shot. Best for clats. Not too good for feeds. If you can get a feed with the BFG, then the other team must be really, really bad, and your team must be really bad also.
Only agent is allowed to do that.
Yeah. If you use a BT on this, you can just go die. Yeah, I forgot the pocket sniper is mini Mosin. He says Oberon mini Mosin about double the drop, literally double the drop. I love it and use it as secondary in all my classes. SFG mini BFG, but lots of RNG. I haven't used it much, but yeah, whatever. Another pocket sniper. So a 712189512 says I second your list. So
great name.
boss of the sea is actually the guy that brought the point that I should be adding, or he brought the idea that I should be adding a no opinion for the rate 1 to 5 set. Sweating bullets when I go to the suppressor section. Only rifle ever slapped a suppressor on is the R700. So, yeah. Ryan the Robloxian says the BFG the trick shotter exclusive weapon. So I think that's a fair way to describe it. Yeah, every trick shotter tends to use it. So the AWM, who says it's the L115A3 for you uneducated millennials. From my experience, the most solid sniper, which it's true. It definitely looks like it. Intervention, solid sniper. So they're just going through points. Let's see if we can find any interesting points. So here we go. It says Mosin, underused since the AWM came into play, yet it's still very fast over with a one-shot headshot. But I think it suffered a massive decline since the VCOG scope got changed. It's worse now than before. And the VCOG was changed, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah,
they made it bigger.
Yeah,
really?
So
although they are going to add a new crosshair to it.
Yeah. So I've actually I've used the Mosin with VCOG, but I don't primarily use it. I use it with like a Coyote. So it's never really bothered me. So Metal Dinosaur says you use Mosin with VCOG disgraceful. Great role model Simo did not use such atrocity when achieving 300 kill streak. So yeah, there's a lot of like polarity in which attachments to use for the Mosin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never cared for the VCOG, and it just adds the VCOG. It just, I can't see anything past the big red dot, and now it's bigger, it's even worse, so.
Yeah. Death Deoxys, again, coming in with his fire. I don't get the fact people complain about the AWS. It's suppressing bullet drops quick, so when you get the hang of it, it'll be more satisfying and fun. Yeah, already covered this. So, let's see if we can find anything else. Soviet Vomble says, chooses BFG as worse in performance.
Oh boy.
Alright, so we have a lot of long comments here, and I don't want this video to go on too long. Keep in mind that, if you guys want, like, you gotta say something interesting, to stand out. Because if a lot of you guys say something pretty similar, like we're not gonna single you out, but we are gonna single out DarVK, who came back to comment twice. He's probably gonna be the faction gorilla of this series, and if you guys don't know who faction gorilla is, he commented these paragraphs and paragraphs every single episode.
I never think Noria would remember him.
Yeah. So DarVK says, hey guys, thanks for using my comment in the video. We're going to skip that whole section. You guys can read it if you guys want. Snipers are a class that's made up of how quickly you can aim and get shots off, which was the biggest factor for me. Best, L115A3, tied with below. This one got my votes for best sniper in the game. Second best walk speed among snipers, tied with the AWS, except for the Mosin. Fastest tactical reload among snipers. See, this guy's adding information here that we want to read.
Yeah.
And fastest firing rate, also tied with the AWS. Except for the Mosin. These three things that separate this from the AWS and Mosin are the better magnification with the scope. Again, I didn't know that.
Wait, what gun?
L115A3.
No, they're all 10x scopes.
So are they? He says better. Is that true? Can you double check that?
I did.
Alright, so you're wrong, DarVK.
Or maybe it's been changed. They've been messing with those. I don't know.
Yeah. The option to completely forego the scope and just go with iron sights because some people like that, and unlike the AWS, you are not stuck with the suppressor, which makes the learning the bullet drop much more forgiving. The fact that it's the most versatile sniper tips the balance for me. So he says I run PM2 on green laser.
Alright.
So he says Mosin. The Mosin is from pure stats alone is the best sniper in the game. a walk speed that matches normal guns, fastest firing rate, and the same reload speed regardless if you're empty or full. Lesser magnification, the fact that you have to kind of guess your opponent's position when you're firing makes this gun harder. Pick up, but more warning when you get hit with it.
Yeah.
Again, I just think competitively it's the best. Alright, so... Intervention. Largest magazine in Oko with torso shot to 100 studs are so nice, but the slower walk speed, firing rate, and aim timer all turn me off from the gun. Still a very good sniper rifle, but not my taste.
Yeah.
I feel like Intervention is probably like the most, like, the default. Like, it's the default for the reason.
Yeah, it's a good gun, but there's nothing really that makes it stand out.
Yeah. BFG 50. Only reasons this gun is even part of the best sniper rifles is guaranteed Oko at long range with torso shots and longest range scope steady time of all the sniper rifles. This guy really knows what he's talking about.
Oh yeah.
For the most part, which actually mattered for the hard drag scopers. Otherwise, the slow reload time and aim do not make this gun worth running over any other sniper rifle.
Sounds kind of like what I said.
Yeah, so those were his best. Now he's getting into his worst. Remington 700. To simply put, this gun doesn't offer anything significantly better than other snipers. This guy knows what he's talking about. He knew this, but we knew this before we knew it. So Darby K, round of applause. Seriously, like you really know your stuff. AWS, it's everything that L115A3 has to offer, but suppressed and you don't have a choice in the matter. Pre-suppressor patch was basically clone siblings with the L115, but stylists made the genius decision to make this gun integrally suppressed. Makes the bullet drop so much harder to learn, and therefore more unforgiving to certain players. Therefore, I think it's the worst sniper in the game. So there you go. So Mech Sniper 1928, who says, I'm extremely sad that I had to say the Mosin is now the worst sniper rifle in the game. What?
Huh.
No! And Mech Sniper is a high rank too. I think he's at least 120.
Really?
What? I disagree heavily. But the BFG finally has a penetration power it needed to keep it from the bottom. I used to really love the Mosin, especially before the update that added the L115A3 because the Mosin was the only sniper rifle that could scope extremely fast. Now we have the L115A3, which is a mixed matchup hybrid between the old Intervention and the Mosin. I don't think any gun could really stand up to L11. Oh, yeah, I am rank 197 for anyone that tries dragging rank into this.
I mean,
yeah, I disagree with him there. I heavily disagree.
I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it's not really the. I mean, in theory, it's still kind of the best, but
yeah,
in actual
practice,
if you can land headshots 100% of the time, it's the best.
Yeah, but in actual practice, you're not going to be able to do that. At least
yeah, there seems to, yeah, I'm reading through the comments. A lot of people try to seem to trade that the Intervention. They're trading the Intervention and the L11 for the best gun. Some guy says, stupid fanboy says, L11, it's alright. It's fun, but feels like it's trying to be the Remington and the Nagant at the same time. It's got good damage stats and accuracy, but a lot of bullet drop, which is not true. The L11 has regular bullet drop, and this is why you guys should do your research before doing your posts, because then you end up like stupid fanboy, whose username, by the way.
Oh boy.
For those of you who don't know, bullet drop is equate to bullet velocity.
Yeah.
They all have the same bullet velocity. That means they all have the same bullet drop.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Bullets fall at the same speed, basically no matter what. But the faster they get to their destination, the less chance they have to drop. So that's a little
technically, they all have the same drop. But
yeah, but I mean, some just take longer to get to their targets, so they drop more in the process.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna be it for now.
Mm-hmm.
We've been
this
recording has been going on for almost an hour.
Yeah, we got a little longer than we intended to.
Yeah, no, I tend it to be going on long. I never expected these things to be short.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, if you guys want, you can view the raw data in the, I'm gonna put those in the description. And I'm going to be putting the, what's it called? I'm gonna be also be linking the thread, or the link to the Reddit thread. But, yeah, so the next poll that we're gonna be doing, is going to be PDWs, which won pretty much 30%, quite about like double pretty much the person, like almost double second place. So PDWs are next, and that's going to be on my channel. So go and subscribe to me if you haven't yet.
Yep, link in the description.
Yeah. If you have any comments you want to leave on the sniper discussion, leave it on this video. Don't do it in the Reddit thread. Don't like leave that for the snipers. Or I guess in this case, since we're doing it, leave that for the PDWs. And you're actually going to find the vote there. You'll find the vote for the PDWs on that Reddit thread, and that's where I want most of the discussion to take place. Leave your shorter comments on the actual poll, though. And be sure to vote. Big thing, seriously, 431 votes. That's incredible. You don't know how crazy that is. But you know, until next time, guys, we're gonna sign off. You guys have any last thoughts? JC.
Not really.
Does JC have anything he wants to say?
He's sleeping now, apparently.
I'm tired.
Okay, I guess I was wrong.
Something that's not about snipers, but has kind of to do with snipers, is that the only other gun with 3,000 muzzle velocity is the L86.
Yeah. Now, I just realized I forgot to mention that maybe you guys should introduce yourselves, because I forgot to do that because I did that John joke in the beginning. So.
Okay, I'm John.
Yeah, tell us a bit about yourself, what rank you are.
I am no life, rank 199, almost rank 200.
Wow.
Low KDR, bad at Phantom Forces.
And he also owns Solitude, which I used to own.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. He also won Sin's giveaway for a Fedora.
Oh yeah. Now I'm a rich boy. I got 250k Robux. If I see you messaging me, I'm gonna block you.
Yeah. And JC, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Even though you've said 3 sentences this whole time.
I used to play this game a lot, and then I got bored of it, and now I'm here. Then.
Awesome. Great story.
Did I mention I'm tired?
I think you might have.
Yeah. If you guys, JC's great, guys. If you guys want a bit more JC, I'm doing an APOC series with him. I'm just giving you a heads up. It's not super child friendly, but if you guys want more JC,
oh boy,
make sure to check that out. To me on my YouTube channel.
JC doesn't have Paradox a YouTube
channel. And you can sub to me there.
But yeah, but that's it. I think we're gonna wrap it up. So until next time, guys. We'll see ya.
Yep. Bye.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye.